In 1692, in Massachusetts, a whisper was spreading from between the crackling wooden houses. There are witches. This whisper, which began in the village of Salem, quickly transformed into a whirlwind that would sprout the seeds of fear and madness. The ancient darkness, intertwined with religious fanaticism, would seal the fate of innocent people. This video will reveal the lesser-known aspects of the Salem Witch Trials, the hidden messages and testimonies, the strange behaviors of witnesses, and what some believe were real magic rituals. If you're ready, we're about to travel back in time. By the end of the 17th century, Salem was just a simple Puritan village. Life was guided by religious rules, walking the sharp lines of sin and punishment. However, in 1692, the system was shaken by the strange behaviors of two young girls, Betty Paris and Abigail Williams. One was the daughter of a priest. The other was her cousin. One day the townspeople saw these two girls crawling on the ground, speaking in unknown tongues and screaming at invisible entities. A doctor was called. Diagnosis: supernatural forces. And that was when the names of witches, demons, and the devil were first spoken out loud. When Betty and Abigail revealed who had cursed them, they named three women: Tituba, Sarah Good, and Sarah Osborne. Tituba was a slave from Barbados. Her black skin and exotic language made her an other in the eyes of the villagers. Sarah Good was a poor beggar woman. Sarah Osborne was a sinner who hadn't attended church for years. The hunt for witches had begun. After being tortured, Tituba made an incredible confession. A black dog came to me. He carried the devil's book. I signed it with my blood. These words triggered not only fear, but also a panic epidemic. Tituba spoke of other witches. She said there were more than 7. So there were other witches in Salem. And this meant more people would be accused. In Salem, almost every day, a new witch was discovered. But beware, there was no real evidence. The only evidence was visions, dreams, and ghost witnesses. For example, a girl named Ann Putnam testified, "Goody Proctor's spirit strangled me in my bed." Another witness said, "That woman flew into my room like a bird." The court accepted the testimony of invisible entities. So, just saying "I saw it" was enough to sentence someone to death. Most of the accused witches denied the charges. But those who denied them usually ended up on the gallows. Those who confessed, strangely enough, were spared. This forced people to lie. Some confessed to dancing with the devil, attending secret forest ceremonies, or signing their names in black books. One of the creepiest testimonies was, "At night, men in black cloaks come. They have feather pens. They wrote my name in blood." One of the unforgettable characters in history is Giles Corey. This 80-year-old man did not accept the charges. He refused to stand trial. And for him, a special method of torture was used: pressing. Stones were placed on his chest, one by one. His only reply to every "confess your guilt" was, "Put more stones." 3 days later, he died from the crushing. But since he was never officially declared guilty, his property passed to his family. His resistance became legendary. Months passed. Hundreds were imprisoned. 19 were hanged. 1 was pressed to death. A baby died in prison. But eventually, the people began to wake up. A priest from Boston, Increase Mather, said, "Freeing 10 guilty people is better than killing 1 innocent." Governor William Phipps intervened and dissolved the court. The prisoners were freed, but the dead could not return. Salem is now a tourist town, but the marks of those years still linger in the streets. Some locals claim to hear women's screams at night. Some gravestones are constantly leaning. And the graves of those who were hanged in 1692 still attract visitors. Some historians interpret the Salem events as mass hysteria. But for some, it was just a brief visit from the devil. What does Salem teach us? How fear, when combined with belief, can warp reality. How society can be driven to paranoia overnight. But perhaps the most terrifying lesson is, were there real witches? Or were they just ghosts created by society itself? Remember, the darkest moments in history sometimes begin with just one lie from a child.